Hello everyone. Ooh, spooky music. Welcome out there on the internet. This is part 2 of Gnoll Warper, our ongoing 12 streak of wins in the 0.22 tournament, which started last Friday on August 10th. And will be continuing until August 26th. I had to think about that. Sunday, August 26th at, I think it's 2 p.m. Universal, UTC. So this character is a Gnoll, which I explained in the first part of this video. If you want a summary, we are training all skills at once. We have no choice in this. This is how Gnolls are. They train every skill at, as you can see, about 3% of XP per skill, meaning there's about 33 skills. And might be exactly 33. I'm not gonna count it. Stream just started lightly. But yep, every skill is trained all at once, but so that means we only get tiny amounts of XP into each one. However, the aptitudes that Gnolls have are basically the highest that you'll see in the game. For most aptitudes, you won't see an aptitude. I don't think a normal aptitude goes even to +6. I think +5 is basically the max you see on other species. So even their +6 aptitudes, which are their spell school aptitudes, are higher than anything else you'll see. And for the other ones, they're +8. And invocations, Gnolls usually get invocations titles because that's their highest aptitude. And you can see it's my highest skill. Starting XP went into various skills, so they're quite close. Like dodging is only 0.1 behind, and if I picked up a manual, I could overtake. Eventually, the +9, the manual would wear off, and the +9. It's all based on timing, but I don't. What is my thaumaturge? Yeah. No. That is not what we wanted. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't realize that the title command was used by Nightbot. I may need to try to disable that if I can. That's a bad one. I wanted to look up the title, but not gonna be able to do that. Did Lomlobot? Oh. Well, first of all, do I have Lomlobot? I do. Okay. Interesting. I wonder. Oh, you know, I might have that one listed in an exception. Yeah. Yep. I mean, so stuff. Usually it's invocations, but you can find a manual, and you can change. You can get a different title. I assume Thaumaturge is the Okawaru invocation title. I don't actually know. So we're about to go into Swamp. Now, my main weapons, plural, are this awesome pair of Logitongs. I've got a acquirement +7 slicing Logitong, which, you know, is not that much better than one that you could make. Well, it's actually worse than one you might be able to make normally. Slicing is the Vorpal brand. Oh, wow, it exceeded the timeout. Thanks, Lomlobot. That's funny. But Vorpal is not the most amazing brand or anything. It's a perfectly fine brand. But this one does have Invocable Invis, which is awesome. It also has a strength boost, which is sure a little bit of damage and a little bit of improvement due to our armor. And then I've got this Pain Lodge that I took off of Agnes. It was originally +4, and I've enchanted it. I think I actually have a few scrolls of enchant weapons, so I could even start to enchant an additional item, as funny as that is. So now I need to look for shields. There's a large shield. Wait, am I carrying one by any chance? No. Alright, so I guess I'm about to go to Swamp. Swamp is so easy. You know, it might be. Yeah, so it happens that spellcasting due to starting XP is tied, but invocations is going to start eventually overtake it. So yeah, you're probably right about that. It was higher for longer, and what's happened is finally invocations is matched it, and very soon you'll see my title change because of course +9 being a higher. They're both getting the same amount of XP, and +9 is the higher aptitude, unless I find a manual of spellcasting or something like that, which would be a cool find. So yeah, I have this Pain Lodgetongue, and I could. The funny thing about Gnolls is I've got these. If I choose the right one-hander, I can use any of these weapons. Especially since I chose Oka, I can use Hero and gain 4 levels and get, you know, at Mindale just by using Oka. You know, something like a Broadaxe is a little iffy, although eventually it'll be fine. I do have an anti-magic Broadaxe, which is pretty sick. But this Lodgetongue of Pain is great. Looks like large shield is not going to cut it. I thought I had a medium shield somewhere, but apparently not. So I'm actually going to just go ahead and put on this buckler and use this pretty nice, honestly, Morningstar. Now the thing about this, let's see, Scimitar. There is a +0 Scimitar of Flaming, which is actually a little bit. I mean, it's sort of better. The enchant difference is so extreme that it's really not actually better. I don't know if the. I think they're pretty identical in terms of 13. Wow, 16. So quite a ways away from Mindale, actually. But that's 14. So Scimitar, if I enchanted this Scimitar, it would be closer, and it would also be a little bit more convenient since I wouldn't lose all of my MP. Although I can kind of get around that. Now's another thing to take a look at armor and see if we can't make any. Oh, there's a. What am I wearing right now? So I've got +2 RF scale. That's pretty good. There's some more that I could buy. There is Chain of Magic resist. Let's go take a look at that really quick. See what that looks like. It was pretty prohibitive before. My armor skill and my other skills have been slowly increasing. My int is probably about the same. So, with wizardry, I mean, you can see my spells are pretty good. Now, plate is probably going to be just a little bit too much. But, we have any no dragon scales, but this is actually better. So I'm going to wear this, and it gives me some MR. And, so that's nice. Now, I don't really need MR for Swamp, but it's handy for now. RF. Now, there's a Scarf of Resistance. Fortunately, I only have this cloak. I guess I could actually make my life kind of easy and just go to the Scarf of Resist. Some nice little gloves right there. I might like to switch to those gloves at some point. Right now it would. I have just some level 5 spells. What do we have for summons? Okay, nothing. You know, I've got Fireball is the only other thing. Obviously not very good spell power, so I'm not going to be fire. So I lose like 1 AC here with this switch. and I gain very convenient RF and RC, so it's fine. Once we find a nice cloak and we situate our other stuff, we'll probably drop this. Don't really need these gloves either. Magic broad axe for now. I definitely don't need. If I want, I can swap to the scimitar flaming. I have this extra enchant weapon, and it's sort of a weird quandary because I've got so many potential weapons to choose from. I mean, this Pain Lajatong is outstanding. Eventually, I would want to like rebrand it. Lajatong happens to be pretty nice for a Gnoll because I can get to Mindalay without even needing Hero, and that's kind of nice. Eventually, I will reach 14 skill. If you look at this, it's reached at level 14, and I've only got 3.7, so by the time I get to in-game, I will naturally be at Mindalay, and this is certainly a weapon that you can use on its own to kill, anything in the 3-rune game, including, the nastiest stuff like Orbs of Fire and whatnot. I could use a nice shield with something like this Morning Star, though. So you have a whole lot of options. And my shield skill is already at 11. By endgame, I will have that close to 15, which will remove any spellcasting penalties, so medium shield would be just great. So this is the weird part about Gnolls, is you just have so much stuff you can use. So I guess for what I'm going to do is, I just upgraded my AC a bit, and I now have some SH, and I have a good one-hander, so I do have our poison. That's convenient, not necessary, but convenient. And now we for slots. So we'll give this a try. I will miss out on Invis, which is big, honestly. I could just keep off the buckler and just swap and lose the SH, and I would be pretty much fine, so that I could use Invis and walk around. Invis is a spell that exists in this game, but I'd have to buy it. And in this armor, it's out of reach, spellcasting wise. There's old Wormy. There's two of them actually. It's a nasty little entrance for sure. So you feel that loss of Invis for sure. It's such a powerful technique. Although there is water all over the place here, and that isn't kind of a nerf to your Invis, because what happens is anytime you step in water, you become instantly visible. So that is a little bit of a thing. Didn't we have Death Channel? Can't cast Death Channel. Animate Dead. Would be nice to get maybe like Bolt of Drain. What do we have in those books? Book of Death, which I cannot. I think Book of Death has the Bolt of Drain. Yeah, Bolt of Drain would be okay. I do have a Necro Enhancer. That would be kind of handy. I've got a lot of options. I've got javelins. Not many, of course. So I'm just going to position over here. And what do we want to try with this? Okay, that's good. That's a nice, easy enslavement. And we'll just try some straight up melee. And if we have to, we'll go for finesse as well. Oh, look at this harpoon shot. And he's down. I'm gonna focus on the alligator. Once he's down, the rest of this stuff is very easy. I'm gonna have, oh, so he, okay, so this guy's a little bit nasty. Nothing too horrible. I don't necessarily want to, I am making noise with my Morning Star. That is a thing that I'm doing. I guess I might as well just go ahead and zap this guy. That's, you can see how good this evoker can be. It can do very good damage. Looks like that's the end of that. Only moderately spicy swamp entry. More tire. We got a little bit of lag going on. So, Book of Death, 580. Not all that much free gold. Also, we are running low on dig. We might... Dig is fairly useful. Right, I can BBC this guy. I don't have a lot of MP. That's the other unfortunate side effect of this. Is that I've lost most of my MP. Wow, that guy got wrecked. And I can't really substitute anything out, so some compromises were involved in switching to this Morning Star. I'm not going to have very much access to my spells. So it's possible that I may actually undo this plan and go back to our Lajatong and just look to try the Scimitar of Flaming if I fight a Hydra. Because, to be perfectly honest, looking at all the kind of the cons of this, I'm not in love with it. 7SH is decent. If I had a shield, it would actually be a bit more of a bonus. So why don't we try that? Let's ditch the buckler. Let's just go back to our old power combo here. Get back our MP. And we can probably just make do with a +0 Scimitar of Flaming rather than waste. I'd not really want to waste those scrolls on it because who knows what we'll find later. All the negative energy resistant monsters. Yeah, there's a bunch of these, of course, but this is all really weak stuff, so I don't really care. Good old Wand of Flame. I don't think I really need a Wand of Flame, to be honest. We're gonna check some auto pickup stuff. I don't need any more of those. Poly or random effects. There we go. Just try a straight up melee on this guy and see how it goes. Well, that went pretty well. +0 Scimitar. Oh, and I can also, well, I can miscast it. Yeah. Oh, Oka, you never know what I want. Oh, hey, I think I know that vault. Putting this on C, that might prove to be a little bit awkward. But we'll see how it works out. If you forget and make like a really nasty Hydra, it can be quite a problem. It's not like my defenses are anything incredible. Oh, good. All these, do I have animate dead? I could animate this stuff. almost everybody's favorite ally spell. I can kind of cheese this guy, and then finish him up once he's... I guess Animate Dead is actually kind of handy here, because there's a lot of inedible corpses. I don't have to use this spell the whole game. Is there a den skull somewhere? Oh, blink frogs. That's an interesting swamp monster. How interesting. Leak pot. Not gonna clutter up my inventory with that. Uh-oh. CBRO. Yeah, there's various lag spikes. I'll probably play my subsequent games on CJR for the rest of tournament at least. Naturally, always a Hydra. Always a Hydra where you don't want them. These guys, they hit pretty hard. They're not going to withstand see, they can do some hefty damage, but it's nothing like... Really? Oh, okay. And 2 over the top. Go ahead, shoot me with Bolt of Cold. I don't even care. I have a resistance. Critical resistance is mine. Well, that's not going to be too good, is it? Thankfully, he didn't yoink me too badly. Okay, Sprig and Druid. Those certainly are a thing you want to be aware of. Thankfully, I've got some very convenient stairs right here, and I'm not next to any trees, so he can kind of do his worst, and I'm not really going to care. In fact, what's he got? Does he have Trident? Go back down. What was that? I didn't pay attention. Ah, it's right next to trees, so I'll hit him from here. So the swamp worms, they got buffed. I'm going to rest off that and just move in and whack him over the head. He buffs any like beast monsters when he dies, so don't necessarily want to deal with that. Want a paralysis? Hell yes. Well, there we go. There's another Sprig and Druid. He also kind of convokes in monsters there. You see he just awoke in the forest. Now it all turned red. So I'm gonna... I'll pull this up. That... Nice, nice job, buddy. Yeah, he's awoken the forest. Now we've got a Spriggan Rider. Let's BVC it up. Okay. I'm kind of out of the easy stuff. I can just whack him in the face. Alright, so that just buffed the one of these Tyrant Leeches. I would love to kill that guy before going up. I'm just not in love with the idea of fighting one of those when they're buffed. So we're gonna go to alternate stairs over here. And try this. And we can kind of cheese these guys. Fortunately, that rider can actually hit me. Oh, interesting. Ah, it's deep water. I'm Problem is, it was killing some of them, or it was hitting some of them, but we should be fine with just some stair dancing. Okay, I'm gonna focus on Mr. Leech. It can be some of the biggest pain. There we go. These guys are nasty too. Thank you for the follow, Shiny Chaos. Finally he dies. There we go. That was a slightly nasty swamp too, but not too bad. Wandapara will be helpful, that's good. Potions of haste, those are always nice. Just default. I'll use these to wake stuff up sometime. Theapatahedron with the 4 months in a row. Thank you so much for that support. Let's see. Please give that some emote spam. Show appreciation for 4 months in a row. Kermit Comfy. You only had 5 HP left. Yep, I've done that before. They think they have you defeated, but then you show them. You donate some bits or... What's up, Iggy? How's it going, man? The old Bit Boss revival trick. But then somebody comes in with like an over-the-top donation and they beat you, and the streamer's the one who always ends up winning with this. But, no worries. Feel free to lurk. I promise not to casually spit out any La Mulana 2 spoilers. What's up, Lerka? I don't have any La Mulana 2 spoilers, so that shouldn't be a difficult thing for me to avoid doing. I only know of La Mulana from the legendary streamer Yogi the Monk. Yeah, I better not. I know of a few crawlers who are playing it. Unfollowed and unsubbed. He doesn't even have a sub. He would negative sub. That's where you pay to be considered an anti-sub. That's how, if you really hate a streamer, that's the ultimate disrespect. Yeah, I watched Yogi try his way through a new area last night. I forget it was like dimensional. The La Mulana 1, I should be clear, not 2. Just the La Mulana remake. If I go to play La Mulana, I'll probably try the original. because I like the music in the original a lot. I know I mostly learned about La Milana from two crawlers that I knew, and they raved about it. Yeah, he hates all the fact that there's like a mini boss every other screen that is like difficult to defeat. It was like this crazy wolf that like does it does like this E Honda torpedo across the screen back and forth really fast. You couldn't defeat it, and then there was like this round thing that spits out all these snakes, and it like spits out one snake that bounces around the room. Then you kill one snake, and then it spits out two snakes. That kind of stuff. It's like I don't like this. I don't like it, and so he left.